What's up, everybody? Let me just set this up here. It's the Khris Middleton debate by, of course, Barrett himself, and it's every time he's on like the Amara's logic, like, cause I was just looking through YouTube, whatever, just looking at videos like Bucks videos and stuff like that. Cause I know I gotta talk about the Bucks and Spurs, but I will talk about that later on today in the video. Um, I just came across this as like hater gets cooked. I'm like, oh my god, and he put Amara out there. And I'm thinking like, oh God, what dumb thing that Barrett has said now. So I wasn't gonna do a video with this, but I was gonna do a different video on just talk about Khris Middleton's stats during the season, and all Barrett was doing like talk about him during the playoffs. Um, yeah, and everybody acknowledged that there's playoff Middleton, but where is he when you come to the season? If he was that great, we would have had like a better record than we do now, because he's always hurt. And yeah, he's getting older. But don't get me wrong, I like Khris Middleton, but that don't mean, try to put him on this pedestal that you dreaming about that he should be in. So it's like, are you kidding me? But like I say, I didn't see the video, and didn't get the chance to go on Amara's logic last night. Yeah, because I had to catch up on some sleep, and I was just tired, and I was watching the game as well, but I was just so tired, and I just need to get some rest. So yeah, like I had to, I was probably was like about like total of 12 hours of sleep for the last 2 days, but yeah, I just have to say this out, but I'm going to hear what he was saying on there last night, and I don't know, it just had to be, I just had to tune into this. But after this video that we're gonna be watching, I'm gonna put up like the season stats Khris Middleton, so just to prove a point. So here we go.
Hey B-Shack, this is our guest Barrett. I don't know if you've met Barrett before. He's a Khris Middleton apologist. So he's a Khris Middleton apologist.
No, he's one of the best players in Bucks history, and he's still doing his thing. But give me a couple minutes.
Do you want to tap back in? Hey, Barrett, you want to take a minute and tap back in? Are you good?
Just give me 1 minute.
Okay, go ahead, bro. And all we're saying, hey, you're looking at that man. He laboring, bro. He looked like Mike Tyson out there against Jake Paul. He got a bad wheel trying to move. He was explosive for like the first 30 seconds, and then to have nothing left afterward. I know it's 10 games, bro, but he already got ankle tendonitis, so his ankle still ain't straight. I mean, when is enough enough? Deontay Wilder was cold for a minute. He'd got knocked out 2 or 3 times in a row. Enough is enough. Deontay Wilder, shut it down. It's enough. Middleton.
Khris Middleton?
You saying what?
You're saying enough is enough with Khris Middleton.
Sorry.
Maya knows how quality
Gotta
care
hit the
can bring out a
commercials,
smile.
but some of them has to put on
But
there
it's
for
been a few
their.
dog years.
So apologize.
Yeah, I think after this year he should shut it down. Like he should shut it down.
I think it's too early to say that right now.
He should shut it down.
It might be too early to say that.
Okay. Let me know when I can. Talk
Go ahead, Barrett. Go ahead, Barrett.
This season, like, I feel like we should be able to. I don't know. Hopefully, some people are open to like facts. I don't know. That's maybe not popular in today's world or whatever. But he has the best net rating on the entire team. He has the best defensive rating out of any non-big man. He's months away by being by far our best player in the playoffs. He's been efficient in minutes restriction after coming from injury. The people are talking about trading for, most of them, people that are advocating for it, are
Please,
people that
somebody,
are
say something.
more injury prone in their career than Khris
Say
Middleton, or
something.
as injury prone. So yeah, he's been great this season. He was great months ago in the playoffs. He's a franchise legend to where he led us to the finals when Giannis went out. Giannis has missed parts of 5 out of the last 7 postseasons. He's missed entire series for 4 out of the last postseasons. So don't try coming to me saying it's because Middleton gets hurt, because those years Middleton did not always have injury issues. This isn't for me to pin people against Giannis, but it's just it's literally always been a thing in this fan base that Middleton is a fan, that people hate on Middleton. The fact that y'all are talking about shutting down Middleton, he's averaging 21, 6, and 6 when Giannis and Dame doesn't play. He played great defense tonight also. He's been great defensively this season, despite what comments will tell you. We have to be able to look at facts and then
but stats. We're saying what we see is Middleton can't stay in front of anybody.
That's the narrative that you guys push, but
it's not a narrative. I'm watching the game and watching this man laboring to come up the field of the court. He's laboring.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. But still, the stats have to mean something because I'm watching and I'm doing it in front of people and I'm calling out play by play. And we're talking about help defense that he's playing that doesn't get talked about because that doesn't register in people's eye test or whatever. He's never been a great athletic player. That's always been his weakness.
I agree.
His dribbling ability. That's never been his game. But Dame gets blown by way more, and stats don't have to mean everything. Fair. You could say that he's not a better defender than Andre Jackson, even though he has a better defensive rating than Andre Jackson. That's fair. But when he has a better defensive rating than Andre Jackson, Taurean Prince, Gary Trent Jr., Damian Lillard,
he's mainly talking about the man's career, but that's all he's pointing out. And like I said, he's pointing out stuff that he did in the playoffs and pointing out stuff that's going on total is his career, not looking at the status each year. Seriously. But like I said, in a little while, after I'm done watching this, I'm going to show y'all his actual, stats year by year, not overall. So that's what he's doing.
All of these stats are showing that he's not washed. He's averaging 21, 5, and 5 without Giannis. He's 12.
That's only a few games.
He should be able to stink.
That's only a few games. That's not all 13 games that he played. That was just the 3 games when they were out. That doesn't mean anything. Can you do it overall, all year round? Not every player is going to be playing all year round, but can't defend that.
Sir. We already know those stats is flawed. If you're going to tell me that Andre Jackson Jr. is not a better defender than Khris Middleton is wild. That's why.
No, because you got to listen, because I hate when people do this. I clearly said, you could say those stats are flawed and say he's not as good as Khris Middleton. But if he is shown as significantly better than these guys in terms of defensive rating, he's shown as the best player on the team in terms of net rating. You could say it's flawed, it's not actually that great, but that should at least mean something to you. We can't just completely throw away numbers. You can't just say, I can't just only look at numbers and say, this means 100% Khris Middleton is better than those guys defensively.
Yeah, you are.
But you can't just throw away these numbers because then it's just
But the numbers are cool. The numbers are cool. What we're saying is he can shut it down at the end of the year just for his body. He can come off the bench. I think that's the best place for Middleton at this stage in his career is to come off the bench. I'm not sure that he should be starting. We look better with him coming off the bench. He's more aggressive. He's looking to take shots. I think he's better suited right now for this team to come off the bench.
Perfect example that Amara just said. He is better off the bench. And plus, you getting older like that, if he was scoring Damian Lillard's numbers this season from him, getting back and whatever, and it's only been 13 or 14 games that he played, he's only averaged a little over almost 13 points a game. Last season, around 15 points a game in the season. Because we're not in the playoffs yet. We got the number 5 seed, but we're not talking about playoffs yet because we're not there. When we get to that point in the playoffs, and playoffs always start around my birthday, so yeah, of course I'm gonna tune in and stuff. One of the things I did on my birthday, and plus me and my wife's anniversary, is the day after my birthday. And one time we ended up just we didn't go to the game, but we ended up just going to eat at the Mecca and just watch the game. Since it was yeah, it was fun. It was an afternoon game. So I would like to do that again at one point, whenever you get the time to. But playoffs is playoffs, and season is season. And that's what everybody's talking about. But Barrett's stuck on this logic that he's good in the games he played, and like, okay, games without Dame and Giannis, he averaged such and such. Yeah, we see that, but is it like an overall thing? Like, but let me just continue.
I think we look better with him coming off the bench.
Okay, like I disagree. I mean, I think the bench looks better because he's one of our best players and he's coming off the bench. But is nobody going to talk about the fact that we lost both halves with our starting five out there? Like this starting five, let's take Khris Middleton out of it. This cannot be the starting five. Can we all agree on this? They lost by 4 in the first half with the starting five. They lost by 9 in the second half. That's what.
Okay, I'm gonna stop that. They don't think the starting five of Torian Prince and having Andre Jackson Jr., who only don't play that many minutes. So what's the problem with that? And of course, you know, Torian Prince, he has his ups and downs and things like that. But he's 30. Khris Middleton just turned 30. Well, 33, 34, something like that. He just had his birthday recently. But still, if you're constantly injured and you're not an athlete, it's really catching up to Khris Middleton. It really is. Like, I'm sorry to say, but it's really not catching up to him. Well, it's really catching up to him. That's what I meant to say. Sorry. But yeah, injuries with Khris Middleton they had like all through his career. Yeah, it's catch up to him. It kind of same thing with that same year with Giannis. He was out like over 20 games that one year. Yeah, it caught up with him, but he was like in his 20s. He's not like in early mid 30s when. Well, of course he's 30 now, but still, it's like if you're not an athletic person, which Khris Middleton is not, all the stuff is going to catch up with him. Like seriously.
That's why Andre Jackson was a -10. I know Bucks fans like Andre Jackson. I know it's not popular to say, but we have to. You gotta call a spade a spade.
Had to say something.
Hey,
of course, another commercial.
Isn't that annoying? What if I told you there was a way to get rid of ads like this forever?
The start didn't mean anything. Nothing.
No, but the thing is, for right now, this team bench has been a strength over the last few games. And Andre Jackson Jr. kind of stabilizes the game right away, playing strong defense.
Exactly.
Then you come in with A.J. Green, Gary Trent, and Middleton.
Exactly.
Bad defense. His defense was bad. Like, we got to call it out. Like, we let these guys skate off reputation, and I don't think we are calling out what happened. He went flying on a simple little Wemby pump fake. He was getting blown by at the start of the game, and then his offense was so bad it was unplayable. Like, he missed a wide open dunk. He was bad. He was bad at everything today. Like,
anybody can miss a wide open dunk. That's once in a while. It happens. You can't expect everybody. It's like with the Giannis situation with his free throws. I think he just still doesn't have that down yet. There's probably like one game that he's more focused and on fire with his free throws. And there's times it's just like you only like 3 of 7. I think that's what he was yesterday. 3 of 7 from the free throw. And you're thinking like, he got to do better than that. Of course he does. But he admit that he's still trying to improve his game. But you got like analysts and also media thinking that Giannis got to do more to be like the best player of all time. And there's people here on YouTube and some social media saying that, yeah, Giannis is up there, is the greatest player of all time. But back to the dunks, like, if you've seen like some of the stuff that you see on Shaq and the Fool, you're seeing a lot of people miss dunks. It happens. So you can't make somebody be like this perfect player, like he's making like Khris Middleton to be this perfect player. Everybody's going to have a flaw. Everybody that's in the NBA is going to have a flaw. And Barrett is not looking. He's not looking at that.
He had a bad game.
He's had good defensive moments, and there are games, very small circumstances where he's good. He's good against a team like the Thunder where they have a dominant scoring guard, and having a one-on-one defender is important. But against the Celtics, what are they going to do if you put him on Jason Tatum? they're just going to say, okay, Dame's guarding Drew Holiday. Jason Tatum barely.
Who are you gonna put Middleton? Who is Middleton gonna hold?
I mean, he's going to hold Jaylen Brown, I guess. Yeah.
No, he will not.
He will not hold Jaylen Brown,
he
man.
would
Come
not.
on, man. You see what I'm saying? You're wild. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. What up, Maurice? Appreciate the $5 super chat. Chris Upper Room Middleton. Disregard the statistical breakdown. His stats have not contributed to wins. Facts over stats. Shout out to Ward.
Exactly. Thank you. It's just like God just said, like, regard the stat factual breakdown, his stats have not contributed to wins. Facts over stats. Exactly. That's what we're saying. That's exactly what we're saying. And saying that he'll be able to hold like Jaylen Brown, especially how old Khris Middleton is, no. Maybe he probably done it in the past and stuff like that, but he can't. He really can't. And then he's probably going to bring up something like, okay, Khris Middleton has been the Boston killer, has been making like, buzzer beater shots to win the games and stuff like that. Yeah, true. But for the past few years, like I said, he's always been hurt.
Okay, let's get factual facts because none of you have facts. The Bucks have a better record with Khris Middleton without. They're 2-1 when he. Wait.
I got you up next, B-Shack, and then we gonna go to pass. Go ahead, Barrett.
I'm about to head out.
Okay.
I'm about to fall asleep.
Alright, let me tap out, Pass. Appreciate you.
It's 1 a.m. over here.
Oh, yeah. Let me tap you out, Pass. Alright, bro. Give me a second to rearrange these screens. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Let me rearrange these screens. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
And then we'll get into it. I'm flabbergasted a little bit by you, a little bit, Barrett. A little bit. Just a little bit. Because I don't understand what you're not seeing with Middleton, fam. Like, it's a little... I'm not saying, like I said, let him finish out the year, let him come off the bench. I just don't see that he has a burst. Like, he looks like he's regressed further, is what I'm saying.
But he dropped 21 straight games in a row. We won 2 out of 3 when he was in the starting line. The issue was, like, when he shoots 1 of 5, and he goes 2 points, 7 rebounds, it's like he's not getting the ball when he's wide open.
Right.
And they're, like, even
Facts,
today,
Scales.
we're still isolated.
I like that. Biddy can't guard Jaylen Brown after those surgeries. Barrett, as much as I hate to say it, it's true.
Isolating Bobby Portis with 2 guys when just last season Khris Middleton wasn't the best mid-range shooter on the team. He wasn't the best mid-range shooter in the East. He was the best mid-range shooter in the entire NBA. He's done this in the playoffs. Like, it's every year I have these same conversations. And
I'm surprised Barrett doesn't have a Middleton tattoo.
At a certain point, it's 12 games back from injury. Even if he wasn't looking athletic, like, give it a little bit of stinking.
He was never athletic. That's the thing. And that's why these injuries for him keep coming up. Because he's not an athletic guy. Like, Jesus.
Time, Bucks fans.
Okay, give us a number. Give us a number, Barrett. And then we're going to go to B-Shack. Give us a number. How many games do we need to see from Middleton?
I want to hear... No, that's not fair because I want to hear from Middleton haters.
No, it is fair.
Like, what does he need to show? Because when he dropped 21 3 games with Giannis and Dame out, that means nothing. So when he struggles, we can't point to other people needed to ingratiate him more.
When does he struggle? When does he struggle? When Dame and Giannis are playing, he struggles. Yeah. So that's a problem. It's not. Why are you scoring and doing things when they're not in the game?
Mm-hmm.
That's why you should come off the bench. But that's our point. Bring him off the bench. He's more effective. He can't play with Dame and Giannis.
Right.
No, it's not a. He can't play.
And it's kind of proven last season too. Like, if you're a person that's a very good shooter, mid-range shooter, and 3-point shooter, you should be having more points per game than you have right now. over 15 points a game he had last season. Although I don't think he didn't play as many games, but still, you should be scoring more points per game than anything. You ain't got to pass Damian Lillard or anything like that with points per game. You got to at least have around like 20 points a game for the caliber that he's putting them up there as. No, Middleton has to score more than that. And look at his, stats and with field goals and stuff like that. We're not seeing it.
Play with Damian Giannis. It's a few games back from injury. There have been struggles in a few of those games. But we started the season 2-8 without him. And so the fact that when he came back
and we got out of that streak, we were better before he joined in, what was it, like late December? Wait a minute, it was mid-December because he got back around the time that they was in the tournament. So yeah, so I apologize about that. So I was kind of wrong about that. He did join them it was late November when they were starting getting hot. So he may be on point on that in some ways, but when they did have him on the bench before then, it worked. They put him in the starting lineup. Of course, he won he was 2-1 when Giannis and Dame was out. But it was one game that he was in where Giannis was playing before he was out. And did they lose that? I think they probably lost that game too. So it doesn't make a difference. And in that one game when Dame was in, I think they won that one. But still, it's like putting dude on a pedestal. Unbelievable.
the fact that there were a little bit of growing pains for adjusting, yeah, that's going to happen. And if you think it's the best long-term for this team to just say, oh, no, Dame could never play with Khris Middleton.
Another commercial.
Online, on Mac.
Ain't that always the
Immerses
way?
you in a universe with thousands of
That's not going to be, we're not going to win.
Let me, B-Shack, what is your retort to this, B-Shack?
Yeah, say something.
I feel like this is a bit wild.
First of all, as an old school New York street player who's played with some of the pros, listen, the game is stats and it's the eye test.
I agree.
I don't think we have any. At least I'm not a Middleton hater, because if Middleton plays great, if he starts looking like the old Middleton, listen, I'll be happy to end. But I want to make sure that there's not a blind spot in your love for Middleton where you can't see some things that are obvious. First of all, would you say that Middleton is the same player he was when the Bucks made their run to win the championship? You wouldn't say that, right?
I would say that. And listen, because 12 games back from injury, is overall he put up the stats? No. But he's months away from having one of the best playoff series of his career. He dropped 42, 10, and 5. And for
body has been through. That's not crazy. That's
Sorry,
just,
I skipped that.
That's
I didn't mean to go that
progress
far.
further. That's what I'm saying.
But he dropped 21 3 straight games in a row. He won 2 out of 3 when he was in the starting line. The issue was, when he shoots 1 of 5 and he goes 2 points, 7 rebounds, it's like he's not getting the ball when he's wide open.
Right.
And
Okay, I went a little bit back.
So that's a problem. It's not. Why are you scoring and doing things when they're not in the game?
Okay,
That's why you should come off the bench. But that's our point. Bring him off the bench.
There we go.
We have any. At least I'm not a Middleton hater, because if Middleton plays great, if he starts looking like the old Middleton, listen, I'll be happy to end. But I want to make sure that there's not a blind spot in your love for Middleton where you can't see some things that are obvious. First of all, would you say that Middleton is the same player he was when the Bucks made their run to win the championship? You wouldn't say that, right?
I would say that, and listen, because 12 games back from injury, is overall he put up the stats? No. But he's months away from having one of the best playoff series of his career. He dropped 42, 10, and 5. And for people thinking like, well, this is what matters right now. For me, he's way overperformed my expectations 12 games back. Because when we're seeing that he's dropping 21, 6, and 6.
Wait a minute. He overachieved your expectations by, in the past, he was scoring like around 20 points a game. And he's over 12 points a game. Are you kidding me? No. He's starting to go down. And you see that Amara and B-Shack were just looking at him like, what? You gotta be kidding me. No.
6, winning 2 out of the 3 games when Giannis and Dame doesn't play. I get it. You're saying that he has to be able to play well with them. I get it. I think that's on everybody. But that shows that he's not washed. That shows that he still has it in him. And the stats aren't everything. But you have to say that there's something. So you can't just say he's trash, and then when the defensive rating shows that he's actually so good, that just say, he's just still trash. I just feel like he's trash. Because
but nobody's saying trash. That's the thing. It's the sensational. But it's the sensationalism. We're saying he's definitely lost a step, and it's obvious. That's
yes.
If you can't see that he's lost a step, that's wild. Even his dribbling, he could at least dribble coming up the court facing you. Now everything is to the back. Everything is slow. He's turning the ball over anytime he dribbles. If you don't see regret.
Yep, it was that one game he had like 7 turnovers. It was, I think, around the time when Giannis and Dane was out. He at one point he did have 7 turnovers. I forgot which game it is, but it was very recent that Khris Middleton had 7. I know Giannis did have it, but I think because I know Giannis had 7 turnovers the one game that they won. But it was at one point, I think it was either 7. I think it was the same, or he had at least like 5. So yeah, Khris Middleton has been like doing turnovers, and in his career he was never known to create turnovers. But the past season and this season he has been.
Progression in Middleton, that's crazy. That is crazy. That's crazy. Let's give it 50 games, all right? We'll give it 50 games, and we'll see. He'll look the same in 50 games. He will look the same in 50 games, bro. I'm telling you.
Sorry about dude, but I don't think Khris Middleton is going to make it through 50 games. I give him 45 to max, because something's going to be a problem with those ankles. So I give him 45 tops. The minimum would be about 30 games, because we ain't that far away from the season to be over with, and I'm surprised that it's getting that close, which is good for me because spring is about to come up and freaking winter, can go away. Although it wasn't that bad of a winter, but just I'd rather have like snow or cold than both. So that's just me. But yeah, the season is like almost at its halfway point, and there's no way that Khris Middleton is going to be able to play 50 games. Like I said, I give him the max 45, and the minimum will probably be 30 or 35.
I'm watching the games, but turnovers isn't an eye test thing. That is a stats thing. That is, we can look and see how many turnovers he has. And he had 0 turnovers today. He's averaging 2 turnovers on the season, 5 assists.
How many minutes he played, though? You got to think about that. And then Doc Rivers just said they're trying to minimize his minutes. So in 21 minutes, and I do remember the score of yesterday's game because I was looking at it last night. And then I was seeing like other YouTubers like posting his the numbers and stuff last night. like Bus Digest pointed out his number. Barrett himself pointed is. You can see like the numbers of Khris Middleton. He only had 8 points in 21 minutes. That's bad for Middleton. That's bad.
That is a very good assist to turnover ratio. For somebody that handles the ball as much as him, he does not turn the ball over very much. I get it. When he does, he gets ripped and it doesn't look good. But you're looking down, but that shouldn't be an arguable thing. You were saying he turns the ball over a lot. He doesn't. 2 turnovers.
But 2 things that I'm
not
done.
a lot.
All right, go ahead, B. Shaq.
You know, I like, you know, I have myself cited, hey, Middleton had a great playoffs last year without Damian Giannis. He carried the Bucks. But I also understand that was a Khris Middleton that did not have double ankle surgery. And
Right.
Middleton been 12 games back from injury for 4 years. It hasn't been that much, but I kind of see what this guy was saying.
Expect a man. I don't know how many NBA players have had double ankle surgery. We do have record of people with knee surgeries. When you have low,
Thank you, Patricia.
that you are never
Washing trash are different. That's funny.
the same player. It just doesn't happen. You have to lose something. You don't get stronger. You don't get better.
Nope.
So that's one thing. The other thing is with the stats. The stats, we got to be careful about the stats.
When you get older, you can only try to get healthier, but you won't get like maybe you probably will get stronger, and unless you're taking something else. But point is, you get older, it's going to show. You know, some people like myself, you know, kind of deny that, you know, like I said, I'll be 44 in April. And I don't know if it's like my mental illness or anything that just keeps me, you know, hyper, like just things in general. And there's probably like some days it's just like, oh, I don't want to do anything at all. That was some people probably would think like that. It's like, you get older, you're just like, oh man, forget it. I'm not going to do anything. Or you got somebody that, you know, suddenly, you know, have energy at times. But I was like this in my 30s, was having like, you know, energy. And get your 40s, you know, it's starting to go down. And it even proves by that. Why do you think they had these commercials about, you know, take this pill and you get the energy back as you were in your 20s? I haven't taken the pill. I haven't. It's just like when I'm passionate about one thing, if I focus on one thing, I can go. Like, I probably would play basketball more now and then, but back then, in my 20s, I was something. I wasn't in the NBA or anything like that, but I was something. For a guy that's 6'5", was like maybe about like, at the time, 220. I'm 6'5", 350. So yeah, I gained weight over the years, of course. But it's like when you get older, especially when you like, because like when you hit 25, it's going to catch up with you if you're still not like currently active. I was active in my 20s and early 30s. I think I kind of dropped my mid and late 30s. But maybe Khris Middleton need to do like a different routine just to keep him healthy and not always hurt. But yeah, I'm saying injuries is catching up with him.
Because we never know what the combination of other players on the court were that allow his stats to be.
I agree.
Where they are. Sometimes that can be a camouflage.
I agree, but if you are trash defensively, then you're not going to have the best defensive rating. Like, if you're actually a liability, then it's 13 games in, you're not going to be better defensive rating than all these guys. Like, if you were holding the team back defensively the way y'all are making it out to be, then you're not. And, like, the stuff like the turnovers thing, that is just a stats thing. And if you're going to keep, like, pushing this built-in turnover narrative, then you just literally have something against him because he does not turn the ball over a lot. He averages 2 assists a game.
It's like, okay, there'll probably be some people that are against him, but they have their reasons why. I understand you got to put out facts out there too. But the fact of the matter is, Khris Middleton is not what he used to be. And I think that's not going to happen anytime soon, that he's going to get back to normal. He may be, maybe there's probably at one point he probably will be 80% the player that he was when he was in his 20s and probably when he hit 30, probably around the championship run. But it's not working. It's not. So it's better odds you can put him on the bench because surprisingly, Brook Lopez at his age, 36, he has his ups and down game too, but Brook Lopez is proven to be a third option when needed. And look how old he is. Like, I can't say that Brook Lopez was an athletic guy because I didn't follow as much of his career when he was in Brooklyn, but he was a former All-Star too. And Brooklyn had his back surgery and has played almost every game except the games they was like, okay, we just gonna rest you. But at least Brook Lopez hasn't missed that many games after he had his back surgery. He played like almost all 82 games last year, I believe. And I think he only missed like one game this year because they wanted him to rest. My point.
Game over 5 assists a game, and so that's just wrong. Damn, I forgot there was another thing. Oh yeah, so we said Washington trash is different, and you said thank you.
Yeah, that's not the same. That's not somebody is trash. The line.
Everybody be
I
asking.
hate these commercials. They're starting to get good.
You get a month for free.
Well, ads, I should say.
Right is trash. That's trash. Wash means you're regressing. You're regressing. That's all that means. Jordan on the Wizards. I saw your comment, Prante. Jordan on the Wizards wasn't the same Jordan from 87, 88. And that's Michael Jordan with no surgeries, no real injuries. He still wasn't the same player. You can't have all this stuff happen to your body and think you're going to be the same.
Right.
The tendonitis is coming because of the surgeries, because of everything in its totality.
Exactly.
This man is regressing, sir.
Yes.
It's nothing wrong with that. Father Time catches up to everyone.
Yup.
And you can see it. When we play Boston, watch how he guards and who he guards and watch how they treat it. Just watch. We're going to watch. Hold on 1 second, and I got you, B-Shaq. Let me get these super...
Sorry, but let me just pause that for a second. Like, Amara's right. And I think, well, then Barrett's probably be young himself, probably like in his 20s or something like that. That's just my guess. He doesn't know when, like, Father Time is going to catch up to you because he's not used to that. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. I'm guessing he probably is, like, in his 20s and, he probably started, this Bucks chat, his bus video maybe like a few years ago. And that's probably when I joined. But regardless, and you see how LeBron James is. It's like you would expect him to score like 30 points a game at age of 40. No, he's not. Like, I think Anthony Davis is 32, and he was nearly scoring like 30 points a game. Then he dropped some. At his age, Anthony Davis can do it. Probably when he's hit 31, he probably can get like 30 points a game if he wants to. But have you seen LeBron James ever since he went to the Los Angeles Lakers and ended up having like 30 points a game? No. Well, the one thing is with LeBron James, he's getting his team involved, which ain't nothing wrong with that, and sometimes he just takes over. And it's just the point is, it's like, he doesn't get what Father Time does to a person. He doesn't. And especially you talk about some of these players, like they're trash and stuff like that because Father Time's catching up with them. I think it's like that with Pat Connaughton. Like, although he's like, maybe like 31, 32 or something like that. And it's catching up with, like, he can still like have a burst of energy, but his shooting is not where it used to be. I don't know if he's like got too comfortable or what the case may be, but yeah, and Bobby Portis is 30 and it's just showing more and more that he's losing a step because I don't know. It's not like father times or anything like that. We can't say that about Bobby, but something is wrong with Bobby that he's overconfident. Let's just put it like that. I think he's overconfident. Although, Doc did get to him, like, sometimes you need to pass the ball. He has been doing that, but he hasn't been doing it enough. And, with Bobby Portis, the numbers he scored in the games show that.
Super chat before I forget. Hold on 1 second, because you're acting like nobody can regress. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. Curtis Galley, appreciate the $4.99 super chat. You keep bringing up past that, but what has Middleton done for us now?
Exactly.
Current stats. I didn't bring up any past stats. These are all current stats. I brought up his assist to ratio this year. He has the best defensive rating out of any non-bigs this year. He has the best net rating on the team this year.
Monolando, appreciate the $5 super chat. Being benched doesn't mean you suck. It means you're trusted with the bench unit as the number one option. We love Middleton Beard. We just want old Mitty back, and he might not be back.
Well,
we don't know. Go ahead, B-Shaq.
Middleton has always been limited athletically.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
A shooter's base, their feet, their ankles. It's very important to a shooter because it affects their lift. Now, you take a player with limited athletic ability that loses some of that lift, it's harder for them to get their shot off. And that's what I see with Middleton. Mm-hmm. He can't get that elevation and get that shot off. And in fact, that's why I believe his shot attempts are down, because he just can't shake open for his own shots anymore. It's just he needs help to get open now when he didn't always need help to get open. And then what happens during the course of the game when you get fatigued, it gets worse and worse and worse. Mm-hmm. And now they got to load manage him because, again, they've got to manage these ankles. It's not hating. It's looking at the situation for what it is.
That's it.
But listen, okay, so Khris Middleton, he hit Champagnie with a jab. He blew by him. He finished on a floater today. And so, for one, it was a great athletic play that he blew by a young player and got to the rim and finished. And I guarantee, like I'm saying this, now, like if it was the other way around, that would have been all anybody saw from Khris Middleton. If
Woosah. Because he does something in one game doesn't mean he's going to continuously do it the next game. And it's been proven that for the past few years. Like, seriously. I know everybody they love a person that can do that at least every single game. And that's why, Giannis is that number one option and also, the best player on that team. And at least the top 5 in the NBA. Because it's like this. Like, okay, Giannis did have 11 points on, was it Monday's game? Because, Toronto did have, like, good defense on them. But he does other things, too, differently. We're not saying, he's going to magically just improve his free throw just like that and something like that. He only had 11 points, but he did everything else good, like rebounding. Yeah, and that's an assist on Monday. He had a season high. And yesterday, he nearly had a triple-double. So, if you want to throw that, Khris Middleton, like, okay, he does this all the time, then you're wrong. He doesn't. Because he probably going to be good one game, then be horrible the next. That was the reason, like, the only issue I had with Brandon Jennings. Like, he's good one day, then the next day he's off. He's like having on the off switch. That's what it is. And, there's going to be players that's going to be out there like that won't be able to turn it on every single game. And there are some players that actually can. Because, like, working hard and stuff, maybe Khris Middleton be in the gym and stuff like that, but he probably not, like, lifting, like, the weights that he should be or trying to, work on his legs or something just to try to get, like, athletic. And you never seen Khris Middleton, you probably have seen it, like, a few times, but have you ever seen, like, a play when Khris Middleton dunks, you go, like, Oh man, that's good. That's crazy. You don't have that many stuff with Khris Middleton going in with a dunk. Is like, oh, that's nasty. No, because he's not an athletic player.
If he was the one getting blown by the way he blew Champagne by today, go back and watch that play.
Just when it's getting good. I hate these ads.
You act like we don't want Middleton to be good, bro. And we don't want him to come back. We want Middleton to be good, but it's just I just don't see him being able to get to that.
Act like, but I'm just saying, like, that the narratives that are out there, the narratives that you guys are pushing, I'm just trying to say, like, that they're flawed because you guys hyper-fixate on the mistakes that he has, and it's frustrating because it's a narrative that isn't new. Like, I get for y'all too, maybe it is new, but, like, I've had these same debates every year, and it's always something new to criticize Khris Middleton. And, like, and it's frustrating that it doesn't matter what the numbers show. It doesn't matter that I don't think he got blown by it all tonight. It doesn't matter that yet again he had the best plus or second best plus minus on the team tonight. I don't know if it ended up best or second best. Like, none of it matters to the people that just say because he looks a little slow, which he is, but he always has been. He's just savvy and he finds a way. But, like, to y'all, it doesn't matter what any of the stats show, so these conversations are frustrating. It doesn't matter that he dropped 21 3 games straight and we won 2 out of 3. Like, nothing matters. It just, y'all just don't like me. Y'all two maybe do. Maybe you don't hate him, but...
And that's the thing right there. This is the biggest thing. I'm going to go to get to B-Shack, then I'm going to get to the comments.
Oh, yeah.
Keys.
Yep, that's good. It's not over for K. Mitty, but he needs a Bobby contract. Yes. I've been saying that ever since he signed that deal. He's overpaid. And when they signed him to this, this 2-year deal, well, this 3-year deal, was it a year last? I think it was the year before that he signed that deal. He's overpaid. And I'm sorry, and next season, although he's going to opt in, so that's not a given. He's going to opt in. Because, he's not going to get that type of money from anybody else. So we already know that Khris Middleton is going to opt in this off season. But he does not deserve that money. At least not anymore. He doesn't deserve it. And for Bobby's contract, maybe Bobby does deserve a little bit more, but as of this season, no. It doesn't look like it that he's going to need that. He needs to stay the amount where he's at. So, let's say Bobby Portis does have a player option. So, I think hopefully, the Bucks would say, okay, he'll take that. But, no. Yeah, Khris Middleton is overpaid.
It's not over for K. Mitty, but he need a Bobby contract. That's another thing. For what he's getting paid for his production, that's part of the problem, I think, too. Yep. On top of seeing his decline, you're seeing a declining player getting premium cash at $33 million. If he was getting $13 million, I don't think anybody on the Bucks fan base would care. Go ahead, B-Shack.
Well, you cut me off.
I would need to do this on whoever he blew by, because I don't know if that person was a good defensive player or not. You can blow by a lot of whack defensive players in the league. The question is, when we play the good teams with good defenders, is he going to have what it takes? He's going to have the gas and take to blow by people. And I'll say this: I hope I'm going to be on record tonight. I'm praying and hoping Middleton proves us all wrong.
Facts.
We want to be
injuries
successful.
all over them.
I hope I'm proven wrong when it comes to Middleton. And but time will tell. I gotta go, guys.
All right, appreciate you. All right, what's your last words, Barrett? Go ahead before I get up out of here. Go ahead. Hold on 1 second. Let me rearrange these screens. Give me 1 second, bro. Hold on.
Yeah, so for y'all with Middleton, to me, it basically comes down to this. He's coming off an injury, and again, loyalty isn't everything, like, whatever, but hopefully it means just a little bit what he did winning a ring. Like, you wouldn't trade him as easily as the same person, there's something else, but even throw that aside what he just did months ago in the playoffs, what he did winning a ring. Any player coming off an injury, I think it's fair to say, like, in the first handful of games back, you're not going to be at 100%. You're probably going to be improving after that.
I hope so.
But you're saying that he's washed. You're saying thank you to people in the chat calling him washed. So, like, you want the narrative to be pushed out there that he is washed.
It's not a narrative. It's just what I'm seeing is he's
Yeah, that's what everybody's seeing.
He's a little washed. So you think he looked like right now, maybe 15 games from now, he look a little better? All I'm saying right now, watching Khris Middleton play basketball, he looks like he's laboring. If you don't think he looks like he's laboring, you're not. Bro, when he's running, come on.
You said washed, and then you said, if you don't think he looks like he's laboring, why are you changing the words? Just say, if you don't think he's washed, stand on what you believe, bro. Are you calling him washed, or are you saying
washed? He's washed now. Let's go there. He's washed. He's washed. But yeah, let's be clear. He is washed. He is washed. I hope he comes back and does something.
You like it when some people sometimes try to twist your words. I like that. But this situation, if you're on a high pedestal, like praising this one player, like, of course, everybody's going to praise Jordan because he changed the game. And probably they'll do the same thing with LeBron.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
But it's like, I'm a LeBron fan. I still got his Cleveland Cavaliers jersey hung up across from me. And, you know, okay, LeBron is still doing good at his age because, you know, he invests in his body and, you know, tons of workouts and stuff. Like, he invests in his body. And, yeah, he's the number one scorer of all time in the NBA. Yes. But, you know, there are some people that's going to be... Oh, God. Sorry about this.
Oh, okay.
Hello? Hello? Yeah, nothing but a damn scam.
Oh.
But, anyways, you get my point. Like, some people try to twist your words just to prove they're right, but they don't get the whole concept.
As of right now, today, he looks washed. Period. Period. Middleton can't even bring the ball up the floor. He can't even bring the ball up the floor. Well, I'm just going to get this out before I get up out of here. It's almost midnight. Middleton, we appreciate everything you've done for this organization. We appreciate you helping us win a championship.
Yep.
As of right now, today, watching you play basketball, you look washed. That's it. There's no sugarcoating it. That's it. No chaser. That is McAllen, 15-year talking to you right now. And a man that's athletic, that played basketball on a nice level. I know what I'm seeing, and I can see regression. If you don't see the regression, you're not opening your eyes, and I understand. When I saw Michael Jordan couldn't take off from the free throw line anymore, it hurt me. I get it. But players regress.
Yep.
Father Time is undefeated, my friend.
Yes.
And after he's torn his ACL, he's ankle
Twice.
surgeries, all of that is wear and tear on your body. There's no way you're just going to keep being the same. That's not how it works.
I think he had, like, I know Jabari Parker had like 2 torns in ACL, but I think Khris Middleton had it twice as well.
I'm 51 this year.
During the this was even before they won the championship. He had torn his legs. Like, he got back from injury. Then Jabari got injured. Then I think like a few years later, Khris Middleton got injured again. I could be right about this one, or I could be wrong, but that's what is in my mind. Like, I think it did happen.
He is regressing. I'm not saying kick the man off the team. I'm just saying he's washed. Bring him off the bench. I don't think he should. He's washed. Bring him off the bench. Or trade him for somebody that can give us what we need and more athleticism.
Okay.
Middleton at $33 million. This is not. I need more production from someone I'm paying $33 million.
Yep.
I need someone more available that I'm paying $33 million.
Yup.
Okay.
Oh, that's what I'm saying, and that is a fact.
Basketball, to me, it's a fact that a guy that's coming off an injury, It's gonna take a little time. It's gonna get better as time goes on. And to me, like stats are actually facts. You just listed a bunch of opinions that says facts. Yeah, all the stats show they.
I've never been this passionate about a video that I'm doing since I did the video about talking bad about The Rock. I haven't been this passionate like this, but just some people, especially younger people, younger generation, the city is worse. No, not the city, but just like the world's getting worse by, parents ain't teaching their younger generation, like their younger kids or whatever, about, facts of life or what's good or what's bad. There's parents that's not out there doing that. And I think that's what's going on with this younger generation. That they're not looking at the picture. They're just like, okay, I'm going to do what I want. Nobody hasn't been there for me, so I'm going to do what I want and nobody's going to stop me. And when you get stopped, you be salty. But then again, especially you're going to play on and try to do it again instead of not fixing what you've done in the past and try to change your life. Some people just don't see that, and that's sad. And, just when the generation get holds accountable, and as like I talked to, my lady, I think, parents needs to be accountable. And I know she's been saying this, but I agree with it too. Like, parents got to be held accountable for like how some kids' actions are, and they ain't, especially while they in their teens and like doing whatever they want, like stealing cars and also kill somebody. Yeah, parents need to be held accountable. But that's another subject.
Sorry, like even the simple accounting stats, numbers, when he's been given the shine to run, it takes time to get chemistry.
This thing can hold up to 1,100 pounds.
The Big Fig mattress is a special curated mattress for
get built in with the team.
Middleton had last season to build chemistry with Damian Lillard and all that stuff. He had time. And yeah, a little bit like in the playoffs, he kind of did. And plus, like I do agree with Barrett that it does take some time for some players to like get used to the new system. But if you've been with Doc Rivers' system, although he adjusts things this season, and I'm not taking like full. I'm not saying that okay, Doc Rivers should get like full responsibility on how the teams is up and down and stuff like that. No. You probably got other assistant coaches that could be saying something. Then you got other assistant coaches that's saying nothing. So I blame the ones on the assistant coach that's not saying nothing. That things need to happen like this. But of course we got like Darvin Ham on the team. On the assistant coach. The only thing I'm upset with Darvin Ham is like he's not on the players enough. Although you got Doc Rivers screaming off the bench and saying like you should have did this, you should have did that. So assistant coach should have some players accountable too.
Well, I hope you're right, Barrett. I hope you're right, and Middleton turns around and he can get to scoring 25 points a game. I hope so.
He's not going to be getting 25 the way he's in the role he's in. You already set him up for failure. I want him to the bench, but then I hope he gets 25. If you want,
I'm just trying to be positive. Like I said earlier in the pod, if Middleton is coming off the bench and giving us 15 to 17, that would be perfect consistently. Yeah. That's what I said earlier. If he could do that, I would be cool. That's me being realistic with a regressing player that I'm watching what he should be capable of doing.
Yup.
I'm saying 25 would be beautiful. 15 to 17 is reasonable expectations for Khris Middleton at this stage in his career after what his body has been through. That's not crazy. He's washed. Usually it's 20. He could give you 20. He can't do that anymore. So yes, regression is washed.
Again, he dropped 23 games in a row, efficiently every game, and he won 2 out of 3. So he obviously can get 20. Just making up stuff.
That means he can't play well with Damon Giannis, which he had all last season, and plus during practice, when they practice, he had all that time to get that chemistry up. Yeah, we do make an excuse that Giannis and Dame's chemistry didn't go up last year because they're not used to each other. And at one point, although Adrian Griffin is like somewhat of a head case to the players, but my point is, of course, yeah, they were 30-13 when they fired Adrian Griffin, but with Doc Rivers, yeah, they was like kind of like nearly in the 500 level. Yeah, nearly 500. Like I said, we understand, things going to take time. But Middleton, out of all things, had all the time he need to make runs and stuff and have chemistry with them. Like the same thing, we can say that about Dame and Giannis, but it's just proven their chemistry is up. Like one player used to one thing, and another player used to another. And they're getting better this season. We admit they are getting better. Yes, they are. But Khris Middleton, injury after injury, what more can you say?
Because these facts actually have to matter. You just made up something. But yeah, for anybody that's maybe new to the fan base, people have been saying this every year. And people think I only like Khris Middleton. No, yes, I like Khris Middleton, but I love him because I'm a Bucks fan, and I love what he does every single year.
If you are a Bucks fan,
now it's time, to be prepared. It could be.
This ain't number talking about the current Bucks team, but talk about the past. If you're that big of a fan, I know I don't do it that much because there's still stuff like in the '70s. I learned more and stuff about the '80s team every day. And I know about the '90s team because I started to like the be interested in the NBA with the Bucks when I started hearing about like Glenn Robinson. Then I'll try to learn about the other players in the other team, like in the team and stuff like that. Yeah, you learn more and more every day. It's like you're not like overly educated like he think he is. Like I said, the young people, they get them. Things is like, okay, they're right and they're never wrong and stuff like that. And that's the problem with Barrett.
Hey, yep.
And I'm sorry, but I think he is in his 20s. That one of those things is like, I'm looking at the stats and stuff like, I'm better than you and stuff like that. And like what Amara said, or you look at him, how he is now. Like, everybody goes up without the plus and minus. It's cool and all. But you can look at the other stats too, and it's just like, how did he get that plus or minus? And he's like doing this, crappy. So that's the thing NBA has been doing with the plus and minus, but I'm just like whatever with it, and it's just.
Tell y'all this right now. Why?
No, Giannis isn't perfect. He's been hurt 5 of the last 7 playoffs. But.
Yeah, and he was bringing up Giannis about that. If you trying to praise like the Bucks, you should not bring about, okay, this other player was hurt this amount of times and this amount of time. Yeah, of course we know like injuries happen, and there would be the time he's like, oh, Giannis got hurt again. I'm like, oh God. Yeah, at the moment we're gonna feel that way, but Giannis is still like the best player in the Bucks, regardless. That's facts. That's not, throwing our opinion on there. That's facts. And that's what he's doing. That's what Barrett is doing. Throwing his opinion. Not facts.
Okay.
But it's just always a hyper-focus on Khris Middleton. Even before he had injury issues, there was always something to find about him. He's been the second best player for a decade, and he's still playing very well coming up.
Although Damian Lillard was doing like lousy last year, he ended up proving himself to be the second best player on that team. And Khris Middleton's supposed to be, that third option. Like, he did okay for his numbers, but you expect more from Khris Middleton. And like this year and last year, this season, last season, you can't see that. You don't. He's gonna have it like up there and stuff like that, but this is like I mentioned earlier with Brandon Jennings. He's up one night, then he's down the next night. And that's where Khris Middleton is heading to. He's up one night, then he's going to be down the next.
Yeah.
Of an injury, and people are just always quick to be willing to get rid of him for guys like Cam Johnson. And then playoffs come around every single year, and then they're wrong, and then they come around 50 years.
All right, Keith, see, we got people on here. Look, Keith is saying trust the process. Okay. Hey, Keith, I ain't seen you in a minute at the gym either. We need to chop it up, bro. I ain't seen you in a minute at the gym. But appreciate you tapping in. Always appreciate the good debate, Barrett. You know you're always welcome. But we're gonna remember this episode because I'm right 99.9% of the time, and we'll spin the block at the end of the year, and we'll talk about Khris Middleton again, and we'll see where things are. We gonna bookmark this episode. We gonna bookmark it. I'm not wrong often, bro. I'm telling you, I'm not wrong often, bro. That's why I said we gonna bookmark this episode, and we're gonna have a conversation at the end of the year. And I hope, for the sake of the Bucks, that I'm wrong. But that's highly unlikely. But we gonna see. But shout out to my man Barrett. Always good talking to you. And
games in a row. Don't listen to him. He can't score 20. That's just wrong already. That's wrong.
I appreciate you tapping in, Barrett. Let's do it.
But I'm glad you got the chair.
Okay.
You said there were times where
Barrett still hasn't proven the thing. So what I want to get to before we get off, we look at his status overall, including the 13 games he played. Okay. Of course, he wasn't getting that much play in Detroit. That's one thing. Okay.
That is nice.
You might as well say his first season with the Bucks. He was one of the top shooters there. 12 points a game.
Right.
Let's see, nearly 4 rebounds.
Oh, that's a good thing.
Not bad free throw shooting, and good 3-point shooter. Yeah.
Yeah, we're pretty chilly.
And from what it looks like, is almost his best time when shooting.
Oh well, then you
No, that's his second best. They shoot third best. I'm sorry.
That is cold for you guys.
Yeah. Same thing. Missed a few games. 13 points a game. 4.4 rebounds.
I'm just gonna.
Where's his assist? Okay, his assist 2.3. Okay, you see, his assist has been going up and up and up until that one point after the championship year.
There we go.
Then 15-16, same thing. Missed a few games. With better numbers, 18 points a game,
And it's gonna drop down.
4.2 assists, and 3.8 rebounds. 88% from the free throw, and 39. You might have said that's nearly 40% from 3. And his second season, that's nearly 41% for threes. Then this is where the problem is, and if he don't see that. 16-17 season. That's around the time, I think Giannis got hot. He missed 29. He played 29 games.
We actually have bears up here.
43.3% from the 3 because he didn't play that many games. Of course, the stats going to make you look good if you don't play all 82 games or so. 88% from the free throw. 4.2 rebounds, 3.4 assists, and almost nearly 15 points a game. Then this was the Middleton that we wanted to see. 17-18. 20 points per game, 4 assists, 5.2 rebounds. And if you see his steals, only at least 1 steal a game. This one is nearly 2. Same thing with this one, 2015-16. Nearly 2 steals. Same thing here. Now, the big story is, when they was in the Eastern Conference Finals. Here's his season. Still missed a few games. Oh, that's close to one of his lowest. 37, nearly 38% from 3. 84% from the free throw. One of his best, 6 rebounds and 4.3 assists and 18.3. Then as y'all see, sorry I had to focus this, so sorry if my camera is going the opposite way. So as you see more and more, you thinking from starting, 2017 to 18, you thinking okay, he's getting this groove. And 2019-2020 season, the highest he scored in every game. Highest he scored. Literally 21 points a game.
Right.
That's the highest.
Right.
And funny, that's the time they had Eric Bledsoe. And, Eric Bledsoe wasn't the second option. He was the third. 5.4 says 6 rebounds. 41% from 3. And then, 68 games. But 62 games during that time. So that shows that he was obviously, hurt. Then started to get more and more decline here. The highest, it's not the highest, but that championship season, 68 games. 20 points a game, 5.4 assists, and 6 rebounds. Then you see, after that championship year, the games he played is starting declining. Same thing, with his numbers. But starting, you can see here, 22, 23. 15 points a game. You play 33 games. Stats gonna look good if you don't play that much games. Same thing with 55 games last season, 15 points a game. Same thing. And this year with 13 games, 12.3 points per game. So if you want those stats, throw these numbers with games played. You gotta add that too. And look, 16.8, 17 points a game overall.
No.
I'm sorry, but no. I'm sorry, guys. I'll be right back.
Oh, so they might be in. Yeah.
Damn it.
Right. Yeah. It's the way time's been going lately. It's gonna be here before you know it. Just remember to take time for yourself and for your daughter, which I know you do. But, obviously being tired and your back hurting and stuff, take extra time for yourself when you can. Yeah. No, you don't. And as I've said to you before, it's perfectly okay to think about yourself and no one else right now. I know there's a lot of people who are well-meaning and, want to...
Okay, guys, I'm back, so just give me a moment here.
That are coming out of left field with some stories and everything. But you're allowed to just say, right now, I don't want to hear it. I'm taking this a day at a time.
You ate your food
That's
too
all I
fast.
wanna
That
do.
was the problem.
I don't want to think of the what ifs and, oh, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. No, you're right. Just say, I'm under the direction of my doctor. I'm doing everything my doctor tells me, and that's the way I just want to keep it.
I'm glad you didn't throw up on my sheet, but
this
yeah,
is
I'll deal with this problem.
This is yours.
Do this after the video. Once again, guys, I'm sorry about that for the little pause. I really did have to go pee, so I'm sorry I was on the roll, but my point is, look at the last 3 years. How many games he played, and that's why he putting up the average. Looking at how many games he's how many points per game, and he's not looking at games played. Because around this time, you seen the injuries he have is seriously getting worse and worse. The highest around that period, especially around the championship season, only 68 games. And of course, if you go scoring good for the game, like I said, 20 points a game. What if you would play all 82? Would it go down or would it go up? You never know. So you can't base off on something because if we would play all 82 games, who knows? It would have been up or down. So you really have to look at the games played. You really got to look at that. And look at the minutes he played. Only 24 minutes average. and 27 minutes average last year, and only 55 games, and 23.32, well, 23.32 minutes. Well, I'm not gonna say like over 23 minutes, and only 13 games so far, and he's scoring 12.3. So look at this compared to his rookie season. Although he only played like 27 games, but he wasn't injured or anything, but they just weren't playing him as much in Detroit.
It's there, but it's not there.
But if you almost 18 minutes and you're scoring like 6.1 points a game on your rookie, compared to you playing more minutes, and of course you're going to score a little bit more, but that's what it should be. But like I said, all them nearly 20 and 20 points a game, that's what you're supposed to be scoring in the second option. If you're a third option, you should be scoring around the same or drop down a little bit, like 18.3. You should be like around that number, but you're not.
Oh God, yeah, my husband did too.
But yeah, 13 games so far. Of course, he is right, but saying that, they do have to adjust each other, but it's January. How long is it going to take? And you've been back since late November. How long does it got to take for you to adjust with them playing? Oh God,
pajama bottoms and 2 odd socks.
That's crazy. But
it was like, well, the night shirt's black. I said it's got a cloud on the front of it.
13 minutes, 13 games. So I just have to throw this because I think you look at stats, but you ain't looking like the season stats. You're looking at playoff stats, but you're not looking at something else. So look,
and you could put.
That's all I'm pointing out.
But you know what?
And I think, is this all 13? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 out of the 13 games he played. And yeah, he did score 21 those 3 straight games. But as you see, both of them end up in the loss. And they only won 1 game, and that was against Chicago. And like I said, those 2 games, he averaged 21 points.
And what?
He lost. And yeah, and I knew there was a game he had like 7 turnovers. Yeah, that was against Brooklyn the day after Christmas. So if you want to throw like stats on there and at least throw the right stats and look at it, making sense. Like seriously, his first game back, 2 out of 7. Second game back, 1 to 5, although he was on the bench. Then, when they pushed him to the starting lineup, was probably around this time against Indiana. I don't know if I may be right about that, but anyways, yeah, he's not what he used to be. He's not. And because he's going to constantly getting injured because he's not an athletic player. He's not. So, like I'm saying, like, these 3 games probably helped his average, but still, if you scoring like this, like, 18 points when they beat, like, Washington, if you score, like, around that number or these numbers when you're off the bench, fine. But you had 14 points and you had 3. Well, I forgot about the last few games that when he came back, so they didn't have this on here. But if you're averaging these numbers, and you're supposed to be a starter and how much you getting paid? No. That's not how the world works. And I do agree with some of these analysts were saying, like, some of these NBA players, they think they all that and worth that. That's not true.
I'm officially Midwestern.
Okay, that's his what's that? Career totals. Not like average, but like career totals. So yeah, I'm sorry, but sorry to say this to you, Barrett, but Khris Middleton is not that athletic guy, and he's like, he's supposed to be, the best shooter on the team. In the past few years, it just doesn't prove that way. It really doesn't. And see, if you're saying the numbers don't lie, then these numbers don't lie. Exactly. So, that's all I wanted to say, guys. And I know this video was like over an hour long, but I didn't expect. I just had my opinions just to say, when Barrett had the video saying like,
I'll give
okay,
you a shout next week
hater
and see
gets
how you're
cooked.
doing, okay?
Well, you can call this video Barrett gets cooked. And hopefully, Amara does watch this and, just preview this and like look like the facts of these and stuff like that. Why Barrett is like coming up with facts like for playoffs or just coming up facts for like only certain amount of games he played and not the whole thing. So he's not seeing it. And this just proves, some people can be blind when it comes to their favorite players and don't see like the numbers and things like that. They just want to see what they want to see. So as a mental illness person, I can even see crap, bull crap. It's like,
Giannis is overrated.
well, she have her reasons why she hate Giannis, and it ain't nothing to do with basketball. So
Yeah, it does. He's overrated.
he had this team win a championship, and
Holds the ball.
well, what's everybody else's excuse that holds the ball?
He can't make free throws.
And of course, everybody gonna have a flaw.
Except for me, I'm perfect.
Don't mind that. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Please, like and subscribe. You can give me that look all you want.
I am perfect. I'm perfect for you.
That's different.
No, that's what I meant. So kiss my ass.
I'll do that later. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel. If you like content like this, or we talk about wrestling, also, we talk about stuff that's going on in the community, and also with talk about comic books, stuff that's happening in the movies and TV and stuff like that. And I know Creature Commandos have its season finale tonight. Well, it's probably on right now, but I'm gonna try to watch it when I can. So probably within a matter of a couple hours. But I will have my review on that one sometime this weekend. And I think, is there anything more to talk about? Because I know Captain America is coming up next month. So get our opportunity to talk about that. And yes, I did get the movie review section corrected. So hopefully, you get a chance to watch the movie reviews if you're interested in certain movies that we watch. So check that. And I know I still got to get her opinion about Craven the Hunter. So when it comes out on digital, probably going to end up buying within the next couple of weeks or so. So we will get her opinion on that one. So y'all guys get to check that out. But yeah, over 2,300 videos and still counting. Been doing it for 16 years. And like I said, it's important right now, get subscribers now than has it ever been. So getting there to 500. So hopefully we can get to 500 subscribers by the end of the month. And like I said, I normally don't press for subscribers, but I think as this period of time that we're living in right now, it's important. So share the channel as well too. Let people know that we talk about content like this and things like that. And I'm gonna try to do more reaction videos and stuff like that. So right now I haven't gotten in trouble for it since the last time. So I'm gonna try to do more of these, and hopefully you guys do enjoy them. So also check out the website wrestlingfanspeakout.weebly.com. Updated stuff from wrestling in the Midwest, pictures that we took with wrestlers and some Bucks players and things like that, and some other things that we got going on, especially talking about the WFSO radio network, which is this is part of too. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Until the next video, and hopefully I finally calm down. Which, as long as he's talking about Khris Middleton or be on his nuts, sorry I have to say that, but yeah, I'm going to say something. So, rarely don't cuss that much, but just some people just, some things just rouse your brain, and kills your brain cells. So, anyways, guys, thank you for watching once again. See you at the next video. So, have a good one.